What's going on, folks? It's me. It's the former champion knee, joined, of course, by my forever rival,
There we go.
Shriek Matty. How you doing today, Matt?
What is up, Greg? As you can tell, it was me behind the boards because stuff was not as smooth. But Greg came in for the save to help us out.
Just in time. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're all right.
Yeah. So yeah, we got a busy day today. We were going to do a show, kind of a pop up show over the weekend, but we all got busy to
Great.
talk about the Vince issues. And let's before we get into anything else, let's talk about that. Let's just go ahead and knock that out the way.
Right.
So we talked Thursday about when all this first came out, the NDA breaking down, and the impending suit against Vince for sexual harassment, sexual assault, and sex trafficking.
Right.
And that Slim Jim was pulling out as a sponsor for the Rumble. By the time that we were finished talking, he was gone. As of now, Vince McMahon is no longer a part of the WWE. As of now, no McMahon is a part of the WWE. First time
Right.
in ever.
Great.
He stepped down as a response to the Slim Jim decision. Pretty much, as we don't know for sure, but pretty much that was the only reason. Had that
Mm-hmm.
not happened, things would have just gone as they were supposed to go. What's going on, Reggie? I'm pulling up the his statement now, but essentially, he chose to step down, um, saying it was out of respect for WWE and the TKO group. I stand by my prior statement that Miss Grant's lawsuit is replete with lies, obscene, made-up instances that never occurred, and is vindictive, a vindictive distortion of the truth. Uh, but that he was stepping down essentially for the WWE and for the fans, which is all bullshit. It's all bullshit. That's that's
Yeah.
that's it. That was before the Rumble, and then the day of the Rumble, it was revealed that since McMahon stepped down, Slim Jim back in.
And that's literally what they said in their statement. Oh, he's gone. Yeah, we back, baby.
Yeah, folks, money talks
And that
over
commercial was
anything
right
else.
there playing. That Brandon was back like nothing
Yeah,
ever happened.
yeah. Wow. So yeah, while now that that's kind of done, we're moving forward. Right now, TKO is saying that they're going to have a more serious investigation, looking to find anybody that might have also been involved in this.
Right.
Um, and man, I think the suit says it was like 3 or 4 other executives that
Mm-hmm.
were involved, as well as others that knew of what was happening. Of course, another one that people believe is a part of this, though he wasn't officially named, is Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar was supposed to be in the Rumble, and
He wasn't.
he wasn't.
He wasn't.
It There's a part in the suit that says that a former UFC heavyweight champion um, was being talked to about renegotiating or re-signing a contract in 2021. Narrow that down however you want.
Right.
It's Brock. That's it. That's just who it is. Um, and that one of the things that Vince was trying to use to get them to sign was Miss Grant, essentially sending nudes of her to him,
Mm-hmm.
where he, responded in ways I'm not gonna say on here. You can go look it up. You can go look at the reports. You'll get links to the actual lawsuit. Um, things get rough, and I've seen people saying, "Oh, it can be uh, fake text, fake things." Like if it's at this point, those texts aren't fake.
Right.
If it is at this point, nothing is fabricated there. That the texts are
They
real.
got the phone records. They got everything. They know that's Vince. They know that's Brock. Like they left digital footprints. What's good, Batty? What's
How's it
good?
going, Betty? Oh man. It was a weekend. It was a weekend.
Right. You see, yeah, wrongfully ousted former King Mongo, and I'm still Trick Maddie. So yeah,
Yeah.
I ain't.
Clearly, neither one of us knew what the hell we were doing on a Saturday. It was close. It was close, but we'll get into that on Thursday.
Yeah.
Uh, that's happens. Um, but yeah, Matt. This is officially going to be the first Raw without Vince. There was a tweet that went out during the Rumble that was from another former UFC champion, Ronda Rousey.
Oh goodness.
Ronda Rousey getting involved in this, and I have made my opinions on Ronda known, as have many of us on here. Um, just for a lot of things, we're not really big fans of her, but she came through and had a pretty damning tweet going after Bruce Pritchard.
Oh Lord.
Saying Bruce Pritchard is basically Vince's avatar. When
Yeah.
he's still around, Vince still has a hand in the business. Vince is still running things through Bruce when he was gone before. Now, the last time Ronda was in the WWE, when she left, she sent some kind of tweet about like old dinosaurs that get involved and kind of ruin things.
Oh yeah.
And I guess that's what that meant. Uh so even Ronda Rousey coming in like, all right, no, we need to get rid of everybody. And you know what? She's right. She's right. And if Bruce was privy to any of that as it was going on, he's got to go.
And the bad part about it is like Bruce has left. He'll leave, come back, leave, come back, leave, come back so many times. So it's like, well, you started that freaking podcast and you've told so many freaking stories, and you've basically implicated yourself that yeah, that's how we know you're Vince's right hand. We didn't really know we knew he worked with Vince, and then he started something to wrestle with. And it was like, oh, I can sit up here and listen to this dude talk about Vince McMahon and his obsession with just being crass for 2.5 hours. So yeah, I don't blame Ronda for tweeting that out because I don't doubt it. I'm pretty sure if he's still there. He's still in. Vince still has his ear. So yeah, like Michael said, you gotta get rid of everybody unless they can like actually prove they had nothing to do with it. Don't be like Brock.
Huh. Yeah. I. So yeah. Brock originally was supposed to be in the Rumble, and instead of him, there were points in the men's Rumble that we were like, this feels like a last second addition. Uh,
Right,
and it was like Omos showed up for like he's been gone for months. Omos
right.
shows back up for no reason. We're like, what the
Pat McAfee just got
McAfee?
thrown in.
McAfee jumps in from the table and then sees Omos and then hops back over the ropes, comes in again, back over the ropes, and he eliminates himself. We get a little Drew Carey moment.
That man said,
Um,
nope.
and you and I and the rest of the boys, we were like, it had to be one of those two. One of those two had to
Right.
be when Brock was supposed to show up. Going on, Jack? Pat making business. Pat, yeah, Pat. He's a businessman first and foremost.
Pat made the common sense decision. He made sure he jumped over. He's like, hey, I'm jumping back out. I'm out.
I'm out. He even said so on the show today, like, that dude was 7'3" or however big he was. No, I'm not getting in there. But yeah, turns out it was neither one of those guys. Because we had Braun Breaker from NXT show up.
Good Lord.
He was not the only NXT member. We also had Carmelo Hayes earlier on. But Braun Breaker made his Rumble debut. And let's see, then he saw it. I didn't deserve this spot, and if I won, I wouldn't have deserved it. Fair enough. He didn't say if he won it, he would have gone after Seth, which also makes sense.
Common sense. He would have
yeah.
just kicked him.
I just kicked him in his knee. Like, all right, here we go. We're gonna get into that a little bit too, because the person that was supposed to fight Seth might not be able to fight Seth. But before we do that, Braun.
I'm shocked it was Braun, because like when Braun came out, I was like, oh, okay, it's Braun. Like, it makes sense. He's here. Like, I ain't think, oh, he's replacing Braun. It's about time. All right, let's do some stuff. Yeah, it was Braun. They just all they did was just get rid of CK. They just backspaced on CK. Just put it in there.
Well, yeah. And he showed up and he had like big eliminations. He took out Jimmy Uso and a few others. And we're like, damn, they're giving Braun like a lot in this Rumble. And Braun has zero interest or business being in NXT. He's a legit superstar. He is
the AC Slater of NXT now.
Yeah. Braun and Mello really have no business being down there anymore.
And that's Zach Morris.
Yeah, like neither one of those guys needs to be there. They
need to graduate already.
I mean, Braun, you can put Braun in a story up here, like for mid-card belt right now, just Monday tonight, and he's gonna fit in. And we saw him go. Corbin don't say that about Corbin. I don't even want to. Corbin is Screech. I hate that. That's also something that I kind of like. Damn, Braun and Corbin just like got this awesome story and tag team, and now we're gonna have to cut it short.
Braun's like, yeah, because Braun said right after that, yeah, main roster is my new home. What? Dusty Classic, my boy.
It's still going on, man. Like, what's your wolf dog brother gonna say tomorrow when he sees you? Breaker is the one that needs to dethrone Gunther. Breaker was the only one to beat Gunther that has not lost to Gunther in the WWE. Because Ilya also beat him, but Ilya lost him a year before. Gunther challenged Braun for the NXT Championship and lost. And that's it. So Braun coming up to be the one to face Gunther at Mania. If we can't do Brock and Gunther anymore, let's do Braun. Let's do Braun and Gunther. Go ahead and just start this shit on hot.
Oh, my goodness. You know what? I'll save it for Thursday. I will save this prediction for Thursday if they want to do something truly stupid.
Well, they're gonna give it R-Truth?
No. Oh, I'll go ahead and say it now. What if they decide to swerve us and have Damian Priest cash in on Gunther? Because they've already opened that can of worms with Theory doing it, and he failed.
Yeah. Braun is the moneymaker.
I know. That's what I was like.
Yes. Gross, Matthew. Yeah, I hate that. I wish you had just not said that and forgotten about it.
This is like ew, that could happen, but no.
It could, but like, and we all like Priest, but it's just like, no. Of all the options. Cashing in night one. He might. I guess it depends on how Seth's knee holds up. He's gonna need surgery eventually. He can't just hold this out forever.
Man, I'm expecting Seth about to come out. Seth, the bones is gonna come out. That's what I'm expecting on night one. Like, he gonna do the stomp and like his whole kneecap is just gonna come out. It's gonna be like Mortal Kombat fatality or the X-ray. That's what's gonna happen.
Jesus. Well, speaking of Seth, his opponent at Mania was supposed to be CM Punk.
It's
Now,
supposed to.
last week, this match was put in jeopardy because Seth tore his meniscus in his MCL. He came out on Raw and said that he was going to fight through it against doctor's orders, and he's going to try to make it to Mania. That's the plan.
CM Punk said, "The fuck you are."
His dancing partner for that night, CM Punk, has torn his triceps in the Royal Rumble.
Again.
I believe our good friend Justin was talking in one of our chats that this is like he's injured himself 3 times in the last 3 matches televised. It's like, good God, man, just and he is, he's what, he's 46, and there are
You
guys that
saw
are in
what
their
I said
50s.
about it.
There are guys that are in their 50s or older doing this, and then I saw somebody mention, well, the thing is, Punk is straight edge, so he doesn't use anything that helps him that he would consider like not good for his body. So like, there are guys that are just going better because they're using shit he doesn't want to, which is fair.
That dude,
That would make sense. I
he
think
stopped that cold turkey and then just restarted it by doing that little TV show, and then parlayed that into a whole to actually coming back. His body has probably been in WTF mode ever. His body has been doing that ever since. It's like, oh, Punk is slowing down. Yeah, his body is like, bruh, you have tried this comeback. You a couple years too late. We done. And he's just like, nope, I'm gonna keep pushing. Rip. There go my tricep.
Yep, already. His first TV match back. He's already hurt.
Did you see someone supposedly say he was last week versus Cody? He was kind of holding his arm. And I'm like,
I didn't. Did he get hurt when he was fighting Dom at Madison Square Garden?
Like, because it's like you got hurt in AEW. Well, I've been saying Priest is going to cash in at WrestleMania. It's just everything else has had to fall into place. All these people getting hurt has done all that.
I still can't believe this already happened. Like, back in AEW, he gets hurt winning the world championship, and then other things happen. Brawlout happens. He has to vacate. He has to get work done. He comes back. Actually, no, I think he got hurt before winning the world title too, didn't he? Isn't that when he like jumped into the crowd and hurt his ankle or something? Like he
picks up nagging injuries, and then now he's just old.
It's like he got hurt 4 times in AEW, and then comes here and it just keeps coming. Simply likes tearing triceps. At this point, I believe Punk is suffering from the Kevin Nash curse.
He's like a walking NFL signing. Like every year you'll see that person. Oh man, they signed to this team. First week of the season or right in training camp. Oh, they tore their ACL in training camp. Oh, Aaron Rodgers there. That's the perfect example right there. I forgot all about that guy. Yeah, him. He is literally the Aaron Rodgers of wrestling right now. Every time he shows up, you get a snippet and then he's hurt. You get a taste and he's hurt. And this time around, Mongo shared that he was literally the Aaron Rodgers jet tenure so far. Yeah. He came out, talked a bunch, and that's about it. And as soon as he got in the ring, he hurt.
I saw a post earlier today that said this, and it's true and it's terrifying. Almost every AEW Fight Forever cover star has been injured, including Punk, who was supposed to be the front and center.
Right.
Hangman, Kenny Omega, Mox, Bryan, Britt Baker, OC was battling some nagging stuff. MJF, Jericho, like just a shit ton of injuries going across the board, and Maybe it's kind of like the old NCAA curse, or the Madden curse. You know,
Man, yeah,
you touch that cover, you're done. Or that, yeah, that also that also does cause problems. Um, so yeah, he's gonna be on Raw tonight to discuss his injury. The reports from Wrestling Observer was that he torn his triceps and that he was gonna come to Raw. And then Fightful reported that they couldn't confirm he had torn it, but he's gonna be on Raw to discuss it. So uh
I didn't actually tear it. It's just a partial. Bruh, you tore
it's
it.
yeah, I don't know. And I don't know if he's gonna be like, what Cody did, where it's like, I'm just gonna fight and just he's gonna show up at Mania with a big ass mark across his chest. But you can see at first when the wording of the article said he took the future shock and then rolled out to talk to the ref. I was like, oh, he got hurt earlier and just like that's when he realized he needed to go.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it that's where he got hurt. If you go look, um, you can go find it, whether it's on YouTube or Twitter, or if you go to Peacock and watch it. He lands weird on this side, on this arm, when they do the Future Shock DDT, and immediately he's grabbing it and he's in pain and he's rolling over to get out of the ring.
Oh yeah, no wonder he looked so like he became terrible after that, and we were just like, oh, he's just old. He's old and he's hurt.
No,
He was
he is just old, and because he's old, he got hurt.
great.
One-legged Seth and a one-arm Punk. Yeah, WrestleMania is gonna be a weird show. They get hurt taking a DDT.
Because he old.
Oh my god, it's just one of those things where you're like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You gotta be. How does this keep happening?
That's what I'm just looking at it, because it was just last week and the week before that and other shows that I'm always saying, what are y'all gonna do with this Money in the Bank briefcase? Because y'all got to do something. And the wrestling gods have just been like, all right, Seth, your knee, Punk, your tricep. Like, all right, y'all got a belt just here for the taking, and he still just happens to have this briefcase right now. Just do it. Like, this is becoming Samoa Joe and MJF at this moment now. Get it over with. Get this belt off of him and get these two guys to rest. They need surgery, both of them.
Yeah. Yeah. We did we did get to see Roman and Seth both opposite ends of the stadium, of the arena, like looking down and watching. And it's just Cody and Punk were the last two. Cody eliminates Punk, which goes back to the old thing they used to do when they had two belts, where uh the last guy of one brand, if he gets eliminated,
Oh yeah.
he ends up going like that. John Cena was 29th person eliminated in 2005. He goes and fights JBL, shit like that. Randy Orton was one of the last ones eliminated in 2007 or 2006. He joins Rey Mysterio's title match. Just so before we get back into Raw, one thing that we need to cover about the Rumble, we'll cover the rest of it on Thursday. We have a lot to talk about today. One of the things that we need to discuss is the post media scrum, post show scrum.
Oh goodness.
Several reporters, journalists, podcasters ask the question. Ask the questions about Vince and about the office and about having to make sure this is a safer work environment going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H got a few of them, and also Cody got one. Cody was asked by Nick Houseman, the of House of Wrestling, the guy that kind of hinted at the Jericho situation, and and was I believe he was the guy that got yelled at by Punk during the All Out post scrum
Mm-hmm.
when he was eating his muffins. So he's been showing up a lot lately, and we'll get into Cody's comment first before we go to Trips. He says, as far as the news is concerned, we were finding out, reading the same things you guys were reading. As you said, it's a dark cloud, certainly. And as far as TKO, Nick Khan, and the board clearly took it very seriously and acted immediately. As far as, how you can prevent it from happening again, looking at the future, I don't know the answer to that. And I think somewhere there is really a basic tenet of this crew more than ever from a roster standpoint is very family. Never seen anything like this. So basically he's saying that there's this feeling of camaraderie in the WWE locker room.
Right.
Where he feels that they're kind of looking out for each other more now than they ever have before. And not just in the WWE, but in any locker room he's ever been in. He says this. That's really as good of an answer as you can really expect the wrestler to give on this. It's not really
Mm-hmm.
that's not really Cody's place to answer, but he gave his best shot, and I think it was a good.
He went EVP
He
Cody
did.
right there.
He did. He broke it up because he's been in that situation. Not this exactly, but he's been an EVP at AEW, obviously, and
He knew the right corporate jargon to say. He
Mhm.
knew the right sentences to put together.
Yeah, I think that's why they
Yeah.
asked Cody. Is if we're gonna ask any wrestler this, we're gonna have to ask Cody because Cody
Right.
kind of knows what he needs to say here.
And
Some
Triple
of the
H was the
posts.
total opposite.
Yeah, we're getting a Triple H. They're the men's champions in suites looking at the Rumble while the women were standing looking at a monitor. Yeah, that's what they showed us. I guess you haven't watched the Rumble. Yeah, that's exactly what they showed us. There was one guy that lost the can with Grace. Yeah, he did. And he did. And then Triple H got asked the same question, and all hell broke loose. Good God
He
Almighty.
said exactly what I expected him to say. It
I
said,
I expected a bit more than what he said.
I didn't
You
suspect.
can't.
I expected more than that. I mean, he gave me what I expected him to kind of say, but he just fumbled it so horribly. He was not prepared for that.
Uh, on his reaction to the Vince McMahon sexual assault and trafficking lawsuit that was filed this week, this is a quote I'm getting from 401 Mania, by the way. Uh, I'm going to do exactly what you expect me to do here. We just had an amazing week, and I just said it 10 years, $5 billion Netflix deal. The Rock's joining our board, and we just sold out the Royal Rumble of 48,000 people on Tropicana Field. I choose to focus on the positive. Yes, there's a negative, but I want to focus on that and just keep it to that. Now, when we talked about this Thursday, we said that was what they were going to do, right? They were going to
Mhm.
do because almost every person in this kind of situation, corporate wise, that's just what they're told to do. You can't really expect them to just give you what we would love to hear them say. They got to do with PR, they have to do with lawyers who tell them things to say and do. So we're not going to get the kind of answers that we would love to have. But then the next part is where we're like, there's no fucking no. He's clearly lying. Uh, and that is about the situation and about reading the lawsuit and what he's going to do to try to make it a more safe environment for all involved. Uh, he says, I did not read it. I think Cody mentioned that we all found out real time when you did, and that's the truth. But he said he didn't read it.
Right.
There's no way you did not read that. No way did you go
Oh,
into
he
this
ain't ready
show.
because I'm sure he probably making sure his name ain't in it.
Absolutely. Of course he did. You cannot tell me that someone that high up in this company saw all that go down as far as as far as Vince being forced out immediately
Right.
and all the backlash and all the issues. There's no way you did not read this or skim through it at the very least. Control F is my name on this. Like something you had to see it. So him just I don't want to talk about this. Uh in fact, I didn't even read it. Like that, it's so it's not even disingenuous. It's a fucking bold-faced lie. It's and it's terrible. And I people were rightly upset about it because it was even less than than we thought we'd get from him. This is you think he would have had some kind of PR statement, but
Right.
really he kind of wung it. He just kind of walked out there and was like, I didn't really look at it, but Cody explained it best. And it's like, yeah, Cody did explain it best. Why is he doing it better than you? Why is he more on top of this than you are? I don't know. I was very disappointed with the way Triple H handled that. And again, I know you can't say a lot, but
Right.
to say you didn't read it is again, it's it's just straight up not true. You read it. You knew going into this presser you were going to be asked about this. You had to know.
Mm-hmm.
And we made fun of and called out Tony Khan when he was asked about the Jericho situation. Because anytime you ask, Khan stuff, he just goes, "Oh, you know, everything else is great." And he talks about how great everything is and just kind of ignores the
Right.
questions. Like, you got to do better than that. And he didn't. Tony Khan would have handled this better. And we've not seen him handle these kind of questions well. But he's not had to do anything like this. But I think he would have at least, I don't know, admitted he read it, admitted he saw,
Or
all
look
the
is looking
allegations,
into it. When
looking
we take
into
these
it. Yeah.
allegations seriously, that's all we can say at this time. Something.
Yeah. He said, at one point he did say, "I'll give you the most generalized answer that I can. We're doing everything possible." But it just,
It was too late then.
yeah, by that point, and ever since then, he's been torn to shreds online, as he should be, as
Right.
anybody should be when that comes up. I know that going forward, TKO is looking to find who else is involved. Again, I think it was 3 or 4 executives that were said in the
Mhm.
lawsuit. Um, Johnny Laurinaitis was one of them. He's already out. He's already gone. Um, Kevin Dunn is a possibility. He was just released by the
Right.
WWE recently.
He retired.
Was is he gone for a reason? Like, was that something like where they're trying to get ahead of this before it came out?
Hmm. Maybe.
I I wouldn't be surprised, with someone that was close to Vince for that long, over 30 years. It's a possibility. I did see rumors that like Stephanie and Trips and like the whole family have just not really been close to Vince in a few years.
Hmm.
But I could never find an official source on that. But it's like, they don't really do holidays together even. Like they really just don't. He's kind of on the
They
outs of
don't
the
mess
family.
with grandpa like that no more.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true, and I don't want to like spread that just because I
Right.
don't I never saw an official source on that. But that would explain why, Stephanie just abruptly left last year when he came back in,
Hmm.
you know. And I saw people saying that this might be a similar situation where he fights his way back in. That's not happening.
Nah, he
Last year he
only
had, I believe, 86% voting power with his stock.
yeah, he only has like
And
11% of TKL.
yeah,
TKO, if that.
yeah, I think that you're right, something around that. So no, he's not coming back. He's
Like
he's
he's
gone. He's
gone.
gone for good. And there are people talking about erasing his legacy. And like at some point you need to just accept that someone does something this terrible. We should erase their legacy. We're just not gonna talk, we're just not gonna bring them up anymore. We're not gonna talk about them anymore. It's out. They're done. And this is one of those moments. And Brock's probably going to be gone too, and we're just never going to bring him up unless I don't know they can prove that that wasn't him. But I'm pretty sure the beast incarnate's gone for good.
Yeah, he's definitely gone for good.
The only one I would believe Triple's not reading it is if he knows everything in it is already true. And it's there are people assuming that Triple H was involved in this. We don't know that. He's not named. He's not even hinted at in this. Really. I believe that he knew that his father-in-law was cheating on his wife, who at this point they're not even really married anymore. So like
Right.
he knows that Vince fools around. I don't know. I wouldn't think he would know to this extent. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think he knew it was this bad. Do you? And again, that's that. I don't know him. I don't know him personally because he could, but I don't think. I think just looking at this and going like, oh, everybody close to him knew. I don't think everyone close to him knew this. I think he had people that he trusted that know, and some employees that they couldn't say anything otherwise because it was their jobs on the line. Um, so I really don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, I just feel like to Reggie's point about with Stephanie. I mean, Stephanie was already getting ready. She had already stepped down and was trying to leave before Vince abruptly said he was retiring. And then they asked her to come back because they're like, oh, we need you to steer the ship. But
And then
as soon
Trips
as
has
he
a heart
forced his
attack.
way, and as
Yeah,
soon as he came back, she's like, I'm not doing this. Because she's like, I left for a reason. I was only staying here because y'all said y'all needed my help. Now that this dude is back, y'all don't need my help no more. I can go back to not being involved again. Like, but this could be part of the reason why she doesn't want to be involved. Like, I've seen that. I've seen the rumor that the whole reason that Shane and Vince have had like a whole like we always make fun of them like not having a relationship is because Shane was trying to steer the office culture away from that, but Vince was still there, so it was hard. It was basically good versus evil, and it got to the point where Shane is like, "There's no way I'm going to be able to like change the culture here because my dad is here. He left. That's why Shane just disappeared." Yeah. So yeah, that literally this could be all the info that was in that box.
um,
So
this
a
is
lot of it makes sense. Like maybe this is why this is why him and Shane don't really like fuck with each other like that, like they used to in the old days.
mhm. Reggie says here, I think people know that Vince is a creepy old man, but not to this extent. I think that's what it is. I think
That's
because
yeah,
the thing about all this is that like we're disgusted with how bad it is. We're not shocked that Vince did any of this. Fans are not shocked. Other wrestlers are not shocked. Critics are not shocked. It's because he had uh other rumors circling around him even before this shit came out in 2022.
right.
He had several lawsuits about this. There was a referee back in God, I wish I could remember her name. It was that had a lawsuit in the 90s because she claimed sexual assault, sexual harassment from Vince. Uh in 2006, I think Vince got hit with a sexual assault allegation that kind of just went nowhere. And then there are other stories you can look into. The Ashley Mazzaro issue, which is just
Mm-hmm.
entirely disgusting. And then we saw things play out on screen where you're like, why would you even, as a storyline, want to like be that close to your daughter and that like
Right,
aggressive and grabby? And then why would you want to do an incest storyline with her? It just
right,
yeah, we've always known he was creepy. We just didn't really know if it was this terrible, but it is. And going forward, we never really thought we'd see the day. We'd said many times it's not going to stop until he's dead. He's gone. McMahon's are done in the WWE. This is a very new era, and we'll see what happens going on with this investigation from TKO. and the impending suit, and I'm going to assume there's going to be a court case with how bad this is.
Yeah,
At a certain,
this is all Vince's own undoing. He decided to not pay that NDA, so he knew what was happening.
he
He
paid
knew
out
what would happen.
over the years. I believe there was one point where he paid someone $11.7 million of hush money to one person.
Right.
But this person, he has signed to an NDA. As long as you pay her, she won't say a word. Stop paying at 1 million. It's crazy that all this is happening because he was too greedy to even give this woman $2 million.
Right.
It's just it's mind blowing. It's
It's
just that
it's
it's just him being stupid. Well, him being arrogant more than anything else. He thinks he's God,
it's the
and
definition of fuck around and find out.
it's hubris right
You
there.
find it out.
That's for damn sure. Uh, with that said, we can talk more about that Thursday, but we need to talk about Raw tonight. Uh, aside from CM Punk coming out to explain what he's doing, let's talk about some matches. Tonight we're gonna have Kofi Kingston taking on Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. Which should be a pretty good match. Should be pretty fun.
Right.
He ain't winning shit, but it's gonna be a fun match. I hope we see something about Jade Cargill,
Right.
who made her debut on Saturday. We're also going to see Jey Uso taking on Bronson Reed tonight, which should be it might be Jay's ass. We'll see what happens there.
Right.
Let's see. Miss and R. Kelly are the same in a way. The world knows the type of person they are in their art. Well, I mean, shit. R. Kelly, that fucking pissing case should have been the end of R. Kelly.
Right.
But then again, some of these other cases probably should have been the end of Vince. Someone close to him is going to write a book one day and make $1 gazillion. Yeah, Bruce Pritchard,
Sure
probably,
is.
more than likely. We're also going to see the tag team titles on the
Ready?
line as who's will hold it down. You know what? Maybe. The Judgment Day, Damian Priest and Finn Balor defend against DIY tonight. I don't see it.
I don't want it because their music sucks.
It's god awful. That was something that people were saying about the Rumble as a whole. Like a lot of the reactions to these people that were coming out were just muted because they didn't know who the fuck was coming because of the music.
Someone had a video of Seth doing that, like sitting in the suite, and it was like 2, 1. He's like,
Yeah,
he's like, okay.
just takes you a minute, and and like the crowds are kind of getting behind DIY a bit more now, but it's that music, man. It just does not work for them. Yeah, it's so god awful. And the women are worse as far as the Rumble goes. Like half their music sounds the exact same. Roxanne made her debut, and we would have been excited for that had we known it was her when that music started. But
Right.
that sounds like half of the roster. It sounds like Caden and Carter's mix. It sounds like most of the women in NXT already.
Right.
The only one that really I realized or I recognized was Tiffany Stratton.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 15 minutes. Yeah, that's the sad part. Yeah, they have to win over every single crowd they get in front of. It is crazy to think that like the greatest NXT rivalry we ever saw just amounted to not shit when it came to the main roster. They really they screwed them over badly.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Raw goes, that's really about all we have going for it right now. I'm assuming that considering everything, they're just kind
Oh,
of
and
panic.
they said
They're in
the
panic
first
mode.
hour will be commercial free.
Yeah. Which is cool. But what's gonna be going on in that hour? I'm sure
Right.
Punk I'm sure they're gonna have Punk in the third hour because they want to keep those numbers high. They did Jade's music justice. You know what they did? That was good. It was like a remix of her AEW theme.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely It hit. I'll give them that. Yeah. Their trash theme. Yeah, that's what it is. Because like if you give them something that hypes the crowd up, then they'll be willing to give these guys a try instead of having to wait. It's so
What? Who is
fucking
this?
terrible. Yeah.
Oh, what? Oh no.
It's like a
No.
weird version of Austin Theory's theme, which works for Theory, but it doesn't work for them. And it's
No.
that's one of the issues that I have with WWE right now is the music is fucking horrific. It's
I just
just
want to
bad.
know why certain things get to stay and why other ones don't, because dong 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 needs to be not there. That is not fair. DIY has to have garbage.
I was hoping Naomi would come out with her TNA theme because I thought that was great. But I think they're going to keep hers because it's so many people
It's
know
catchy. I'm a man.
I wouldn't mind them changing it, but it's iconic. So give the damn Taz beeps. Yeah. That no one will survive shit was
anything
nasty. It's the Bremo theme for the males. Oh God. Oh, that's very true. That's very true. But yeah, I think that wraps us up for tonight, Matthew. Anything else you want to talk about before we
no, I am good.
Cool. Folks, thanks for joining us today. Sorry we didn't talk about this over the weekend. We just got very busy. We're on every day, Monday through Friday. You can follow us at facebook.com/UnderTheRingPod and twitch.tv/UnderTheRingPod. You can also find our links at Linktree again /UnderTheRingPod. Monday through Wednesday, and then Friday we're on at 6:00 Eastern time every day. On Thursdays is our usual podcast day, which is when we're on closer to 9:00, 8:39-ish, depending on what we're able to do. You can find us at our links at Greg Bush SK. Kenny is at RockRest44. We've got the Teacher Man, Mike Jones at Mr. Freshbeard. My forever rival, Trick Matty himself, the right answer. We've got our street team captain at Boreal Maliente, and of course our good friend, the local news correspondent, Justin D. Baxley. If you follow us at Facebook or Twitch, you will get live notifications of when we go live, and those things come in the second we start up, so you won't miss a beat. If you miss a show and you want to know what we said, you can go to our YouTube channel. You will find links to that in Facebook and Twitch as well. Oh yeah, you know what? I forgot. Happy birthday, Matt. It is your birthday today. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I forgot. I just
it's not. I ain't mad at you. Yeah. Thank y'all. Yeah. Today is my birthday.
Are you gonna celebrate tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to dinner after this. I'm going to Longhorn.
Okay.
So I'll be missing some of Raw, but I'll catch up on it when I get back.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Just enjoy your night, man.
Right.
We gotta fuck you, Vince chant in the chat. Yeah, man, keep showing up, and we actually have prediction shows for the chat and stuff. I'd love to have you on for a guest spot one of these days. This is I don't know if you know, Matt. Me and Cam go back a little ways when it comes to writing. We used to write a Bleacher Report together when we were very young, and that site was also very young. Everything's on Linktree. Happy birthday, Matt. All right, those are the last comments. Folks, we'll be back tomorrow to talk Raw, to talk NXT, and any other crazy shit that goes down in the wrestling world. Hopefully nothing as bad as Thursday. Jesus.
Right.
Please just let it be normal this week. For God's sakes. No one else gets hurt. We can just have a normal day of talking wrestling. But until then, folks, you have a wonderful night. Enjoy Raw or enjoy whatever else you're going to watch tonight. Peace.
Y'all have a good one.
I just wait for this.